it's Lindsay from My Crafty Plans. Welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, welcome. Today I have another planning video for you, but this week is anything but typical, so we are going to be doing things a little bit differently, and I'm going to show you how I've customized my planner system and my planning routine to work with my life no matter what life throws at me, so I can still use my planners and stay functional even when things look totally different than typical. So we're gonna get all set up for my week. And as you can probably see right here, I am headed out of town and we're gonna chat about how I've customized things and also how you can do the same. So we are going to start the same place we always start, with my Moxie Life, my goal setting planner, and we're gonna set some goals for the week ahead. First things first, we're just gonna grab my current quarterly companion notebook where my September goals are, and we're gonna set weekly actions for the week and check in with last week. I just had this right on top there. I didn't even have to pull it out of the strings. I've been doing that a lot more lately. Let's go ahead and take a look at my September goals. And as well, we can look at my weekly actions. So this, we're starting off the same way. Moxie Life is kind of the foundation point for my planner system. This planner is a bridge between the things that are going on in my life and the things that I want to be working towards. And this planner is really how I get there, right? We're gonna have things scheduled throughout the week, throughout life that maybe we have control over, but they're coming up, or maybe we don't even have control over them. Things like days off from school, holidays, stuff like that. Those things have to happen and we have to be aware of them, but how else are we using our time? So this planner really helps me focus in on everything for the week, and it's pretty rare for me to skip planning in here. I did it once by accident fairly recently, and that's actually never happened before in the 2 years that I've been using the Moxie Life system. And I will skip this on like a full-on vacation week where we're gonna be away for the whole week. I will just write vacation in here. I did that earlier in the summer when we were on an actual vacation, but otherwise I start with this no matter what. Sometimes it's a little bit more simple, sometimes it's super focused on one particular area, and sometimes, sometimes it's a little bit more, I won't say decorative because this is very much a non-decorative planner, but it just looks a little bit more like this, neat and organized. So for this week, this is the week we're coming out of, and I'm just gonna go ahead and check in with it really quick. When I set my September goals for the month, which that video is already up, you can check that out if you haven't seen it already. I did make sure to go ahead, because September is such a busy month. I've been saying this nonstop all month. This is, I think, the busiest month of my life. I went ahead and put all of the big events and different things coming up on the top part of the page that typically gets used for reflections. I have not really been doing a lot of reflections lately. I will pick them back up towards the end of the year, but I'm not gonna worry about it right now unless anything is like super jumping out at me. Last week was extremely stressful and busy, but I made it through. I had a massive work project that I had to finish up, which I did. That was this part over here, so we can go ahead and check that up. And while I was doing that, right after coming out of that, we had a massive party at our house over the weekend for Rosh Hashanah, which is the Jewish New Year. So we had a really big dinner and party at our house on Saturday night, so we had to do a ton of cooking for that and get the house all set up and everything. So it was back-to-back nonstop chaos. The preschool kids had a half day on Friday for the holiday, which I did not have in my calendar somehow. So things were a little bit hectic, but we made it through. I also got all of this stuff done. The flooring is done. The scheduling for my basement, if you don't know, we're currently doing a renovation project in our basement, but that's kind of been taking care of itself because it's more led by the contractor than by us. I also got all of the extracurricular activities finalized for this year, for at least the beginning part of this year. So we're feeling really good about that. We are in full back to school mode as well. This is the third week of our school year that we are just going into. And we also, I also have been whitening my teeth at home because I having some pretty major dental work done at the end of this week. So it's currently September 18th right now. So it is Monday when I am planning this. I did not get a chance to do this Sunday. We just cleaned the whole house after the party, and then I collapsed into an absolute pile, plus I had some work to do. So yeah, things have been pretty hectic. So this is my work trip. So we have a lot going on. It is Monday. I am leaving on my work trip tonight. So I am flying out this evening. Then I will be gone. I will be back midday Thursday in time to pick the kids up from school. And then Friday, I begin my like dental work. So this week is again going to be extremely, extremely chaotic, but we do need to get set up for it. So the focus for this week is absolutely going to be work, because for most of this week, I'm just going to be doing work. I have this list, which I previewed at the beginning, which has that I've already made. This is in my Erin Condren Daily Duo. We're going to take a closer look at this, but I do want to keep this off to the side here. This has all of this stuff on it that I need to take care of before I leave for my trip. I made that well ahead of Monday. I've been working on it on the weekend, and even though there's not a ton of checks right now, we'll check some more stuff on in here. There's other things on here that it's like 80% done, 75% done, half done, etc. I've been working on that since Friday. So I'm just gonna highlight kind of in a box around here, and we'll start with this. The work is mostly done here. I don't need to like specifically make a ton of weekly actions for this week in here in this category. It's more like stuff has been done and now you need to go and do it. And I am going to a conference. I am a speaker at this conference. There was a lot of prep work to get there. So I'm just gonna put in kind of like, we can add in some more individual action items into my daily duo when we get to that piece. So work, trip, conference, that is what's going on here this week. And if you don't know, I work freelance and I work very part-time. So this is very unusual for me. Typically, in a week where I don't have like a specific major project, I work about 10 hours per week. That goes up if I have some kind of consulting project or other project on, but typically it's in like that 10-hour range. I spend a lot of time doing different things for the kids, household management, all that kind of stuff, as well as stuff for my social media channels, and it kind of all gets blended together into one life. That's kind of why I have so many planners. I feel like it's because I have so many different things going on in a given day, and it helps me to just write down the most amount of things. Okay. But anyway, so this week is very different because I will be spending a few days without the kids or my husband in a hotel, and just really, really super focused on work. So that's that. I don't really have anything else for there. I'm gonna just swing up to fun, just kind of like, even though it's a work trip, I still plan to enjoy it. It won't be like a vacation because I will have to work a lot, but it is a vacation from household duties and childcare responsibilities, which is still kind of a vacation. And then other than that, when we get home, we will still need, oh my gosh, I just realized, so I just was like looking at several different calendars, but actually Yom Kippur is on Monday. Jewish holidays start sundown the day before like the holiday. So it technically starts Sunday night, but I don't have to worry about it on Sunday night. I have to worry about it on Monday. So just what we need to do is we need to have weekend plans for Saturday. Sunday, we have all of the activities restarting. We didn't have any activities this past weekend because it was Rosh Hashanah. And then just kind of like, well, I guess I'll put that in the family section just to do a reminder that there's no school on Monday. I'm gonna put Monday next week. Okay, so we're gonna have weekend plans and also Sunday activities. So my daughter's already been to Hebrew school. She's been once, and then the following week was stopped for Rosh Hashanah, and then so she has it again this Sunday. And then my son, at the same time, he is having his first tennis lesson. So that'll be fun. Hopefully. He's like super excited right now. And we just found out that a friend of ours is in the same lesson with him. So that's exciting as well. Okay. Then up in family and relationships, I'm just gonna like put in here with my whole thing is just like make sure my husband has what he needs for while I'm away. I've already done lunch prep and got some things, got all of that stuff done. My husband is a fully functional and capable adult. He can totally handle things by himself while I am gone, but there's a lot of things that I typically take care of that while he can totally do are not things he usually does, so he's gonna probably need some reminders. And I did pre-do some of the things that I would typically do, like make lunches and things like that. So we can leave him all set up for success, and the kids will have everything they need. Okay, I don't think I have anything for financial, for physical environment. I'm not gonna be home, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Just maybe, I'll say like to remind him of the things going on. So far, I don't have any work scheduled from the basement this week, so I'm not gonna worry about that right now. I'll handle that if it comes up. They actually are coming today to pick up a check. So actually before, I have sort of planned on Monday, we're gonna keep going with this. So I'm actually gonna put that in here while I'm talking about it. Okay. All right, let's take a look. I am not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna put anything for spiritual and personal growth. Here, I'm just gonna put that the dental work begins on Friday, and I still just have my like burn care. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about there, I had an allergic reaction about a month ago that caused chemical burns on my neck, and it's healing really nicely. It's really good, but I have like a bunch of different creams and medicines that I put on it every day. So keep going with that. Make sure I pack them, all that good stuff. And then for personal, I'm just gonna kind of put like stay on of the daunting thing of everything. So yeah, basically I am gonna go, I'm gonna enjoy this trip. Things are gonna look a little bit different, but I don't wanna come back to like absolute chaos for work stuff that is not related to this trip, for channel stuff, for household stuff, for things with the kids. So just trying to set myself up for as much success as possible. That's how I'm gonna leave my weekly action items. Again, we're very focused on this work trip here, which is going to be my area of focus up here at the top, which is something I started doing this year that I've done, I think, almost every week, if not every week, as just the main theme or a main focus point for the week. And sometimes it's super obvious, and sometimes it's, you know, sometimes it's less so, and occasionally I'll do 2 color themes for the week, but this week is pretty obvious at the work trip. Okay, so those are my weekly action items. That's kind of like the framework for everything. Oh, actually, I'm just gonna add in one more thing here. As soon as I get back from my trip, I would also like to get my nails done because we're coming in, I have a lot of filming that I'm doing today, and then I also have a lot of filming that I need to do when I get back. Moxie Life launch is almost here. I am on the Moxie Life review crew again this year. Really excited about that. Okay, so that's what's going on. Now, usually this would be where I grab a weekly planner and plan out my week, and I have been rotating through different planners this year for my weekly planner. I've been using just different layouts based on the week, so that is a key point of flexibility in my planner system. I understand that using different planners every week is not really realistic for everyone. I have a whole lot of planners, and if I didn't have these channels, that probably wouldn't be a realistic way for me to plan, but you can still build flexibility into your weekly planning routines. So I have my planner from last week here, which I used the Erin Condren hourly planner last week, and this is what my spread looks like from this week. It's super, super stickery. It's very decorative. I just kind of did like big buckets of time. I was trying to block in my like recording schedule for work, which was something that I was working on for work this past week. But so this is kind of one way that I've used this planner. By contrast, this is a spread that I did with a lot of time blocking. I actually filmed this for Zebra Pen's YouTube channel. That's the plan with me over there. If you haven't seen that, you can check it out. But it's just, I did a pen only spread with lots of color coding and time blocking in here. And this is another way you can use this. So you don't have to use your planner exactly the same every week. You can have weeks where you just jot a couple things down with pen. You can have weeks where you kind of leave things blank. I have like I have a spread here where I never really even went back. I did another color coding kind of spread here with time blocking. This one where I didn't go back in and fill in a bunch of other things out there. Your planner does not have to look the same every week. You kind of just have to think about what is gonna help you the most. Here's another one from this summer. Again, I tend to use this planner when I have a lot of time sensitive things or I wanna do a lot of time blocking. So that tends to be what I do in here, but you can use more stickers in here. You could do a full journaling kit setup in here. If you just wanted to do a weekly theme, you could use a full box kit in here. I am really gonna take you back. This is my 2018 planner, and this is an Erin Condren hourly planner as well. Very different point in my life. I was pregnant with my second child at this point, but this is kind of how I used to use this planner then, and I would do kind of full stickering kit spreads in here. I would use full boxes when I had spare space. I would put checklists right in here. There's lots of flexibility in every planner. You don't have to do the same thing every week. You don't have to commit to the same style every week, even if you are using the same planner every week. And of course, if you have multiple planners or if you're drawing in your own bullet journals layouts, you can draw in those layouts to kind of customize for what the kinds of weeks that you're having. So when I'm doing this, And when I'm picking a planner for the week ahead, what I think about is, do I have a lot of time sensitive things this week or a lot of projects going on where I need a lot of time blocking? Do I have some major themes for this week? The Plum Paper Vertical Priorities is one of my favorite planners for when I have a lot of major themes for the week, but not a lot of time specific stuff, because then I can use the top sections of that planner to set a daily priority or a daily focus. If I don't have a lot going on and I feel like using a lot of stickers, I love a horizontal planner. So you can kind of just customize what's going on. And for this week, the customization on that is I'm actually not gonna use a weekly planner because I'm going away and I don't need a weekly planner. I'm not gonna take multiple planners with me. When I travel, which is not that often, I only take my Daily Duo with me. And that I do plan to take this with me. I find it really useful to have. So one, we've got our before trip list, which I accidentally put at the end of this week instead of the beginning of this week. And I meant to put it here, but that leaves this space free in case I need any other lists there. And I did start planning Monday as well. I did this yesterday while I was just kind of blocking in the things that I needed to make sure I know, because one, I have my flight tonight, and then also we have our new reading tutor starting this morning, and I have on Monday mornings I do like something really super early for work before the kids wake up. Now, typically in my Daily Duo during a usual week, I actually just plan this one day at a time, either the afternoon, evening before, or the morning of that day. And that's how I use this planner. But we're actually gonna block in a bunch of different things for the whole week. We can bring in some washies and colors as well. I didn't do that yet, but we can definitely do that. So we're gonna start with Monday and we're gonna finish blocking out this day. Again, I already did start this. I'm through my morning routine. Then I did a bit of work. And now we are in kind of planning and filming mode, which I'm gonna do until lunch. And then I'm gonna have lunch. Then I am going to do a little bit more work, then pack and finish the house prep. And then I have to go get the kids from school. So it's going to be a very busy day, and that's what's going on. So let's pick a washi here. I'm gonna do my geese here, which I just like, I'm so obsessed with this washi, but I also feel like it's slightly appropriate. I'm not flying a goose to my work trip, but I am going to be on an airplane, so we are taking flight. So we can use this here, I don't know why I'm so obsessed with this washi. I usually don't like animals on my washi, and I actually really don't like birds, but I love this. And geese are so mean. And then I'm gonna grab some color here and we can kind of block in the time. So let's get a little bit more color going on here, and then we're gonna check in with the list. Okay, let's kind of go like that. And then let's go ahead and get the weather on here, which I should have done yesterday, but I didn't. It's raining. But I don't think it should be raining by the time I leave tonight. So that's 60/71. All right. So before we return to my to-do list for today and finish figuring out anything else that I need to take care of today, I'm gonna block in some things throughout the week that are things that I already know about. That way this is kind of set up for the whole week. I'm using this as my weekly planner this week, so I want to have this set up, but instead of doing a weekly overview spread, I'm just going to put things in on the day. So I'm going to put in the weather for where I'm going, not where I am. So for where my work trip is, although it's not going to super matter because it's, I'm going to be inside like at a conference and I have to wear work clothes, so a little bit different, but I will put it in anyways. And as you can see, it's a little bit hotter. And then Thursday, I'm gonna go back to home weather because I'm actually flying home pretty early in the morning, so I don't think it's gonna matter. So I'll go back to home weather, and it's gonna be nice and cool by the end of this week. That's fantastic. Okay. So Tuesday, conference day. I will probably wake up around 6, which is typically like maybe a little bit earlier than I wake up regularly, and just get ready. And then I need to be downstairs. So again, same thing. I'm sure I'll be up very early on Wednesday because it's always so hard to sleep after when you know like you're gonna be speaking in front of people the next day. So again, we're just gonna put like the conference here, and my speaking blocks are around, I mean, again, my speaking blocks are 1 in the morning. And then actually I thought it was in the afternoon, but I thought it was maybe after lunch, but it's actually just after a morning break. So then I have a longer, so I've got like 1 longer presentation that I'm doing in the morning and then 2 shorter ones, but they're back to back in the afternoon. And then the conference carries on. I mean, there'll be like a lunch break and all of that regular stuff, but then the conference carries on again all day. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do Friday night. I usually will, anyone who's like still staying that night, well, I'll just go out, but a lot of people, I'm flying in and there's other people flying in that are working the conference, but a lot of people do like live where we are, live in the city, so they'll just probably head home. But so I'll leave that space free. And then Thursday, my flight is right in the morning at 9, so not like super, super early, but early enough that it's a great time to fly. It's like early enough that I'll still have like I'll have the afternoon when I get home, but not so early that I have to, you know, wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning to go. So I just have my flight home. I should be home around lunchtime. I still plan to do carpool. When I get home, we will still have piano lessons. Probably get, Thursdays is our usual takeout night for dinner anyway, so we will probably do, you know, our usual, which is even better because, you know, I will just have gotten home. Okay, so this is where I'm gonna see what time I get home, but if I can, I would just like absolutely love to get my nails done on Thursday. That way I have all day Friday, less what I've already committed to the dentist to work on channel stuff and film. I really don't like to film if I don't have my nails done. So that is that. But other than that, we can start with our very easy to-do list over here. We will be unpacking. I'm probably just taking care of laundry and just kind of assessing the rest of the week. But mostly taking it pretty easy. Don't really have any to-do lists here. Just get ready and present. Oh, the other thing, well, actually, I'll come back to that as things we need to remind my husband of. Okay. So then on Tuesday, probably just in addition, just do a little bit of like slide prep and just like check all of my printables and all that stuff. So nothing else really going on there. And then on Thursday, I'm gonna put actually right in the morning just to remind my husband that the cleaning people are coming on Thursday, so he needs to like get the house set up, make sure the kids' toys are away and everything like that, and then also just leave out their money. Just kind of quickly making that a little bit. I got different colors in here. I won't be able to, I'm not gonna bring all of these markers with me, so I won't be able to really add in any color while I'm gone, but I feel like these are the Zaire cream highlighters, and it's always like a bit of a gamble when you use them if you don't test them first, because this one, I feel like that's not a bad match, but a lot of them, the barrels really don't match like the color coming out of it. So, all right, let's get some washi going. Could I do this every single week and not have a weekly planner? Probably. I would just kind of fill it out partially at the beginning of the week and then fill it out more as the day got closer, which is kind of what I do in my weekly planners now anyways. And then I would probably use the blank page that comes after Sunday to make a weekly to-do list, because one of the things that I really love about a weekly planner is having a weekly to-do list. I find that really helpful. But I really love having a weekly planner, and I do feel like it adds value and not just stickering value, which again, there is value in that because it's fun, but I really like taking the time to sit down at the beginning of the week or late the week prior and really think about the week as a whole, think about what's going on, and kind of mapping out the week and all of the things I know, and then doing that same thing on a smaller scale every day to kind of map out the day ahead once it's really close and I have a really good idea of the things that I'm going to be working on. So that's how I like to use the weekly calendars together. There are definitely some weeks where I skip days. Almost every week I skip at least one day in my daily planner, but there's definitely some weeks, just depending on what's going on in the weekly planner that I use, that I skip more. I do tend to skip more when I use the hourly planner than if I'm using a horizontal or another vertical planner as my weekly overview. My goal here is not to duplicate all the things between all of the planners. They serve different purposes, and I just find taking the time to check in with the schedule, check in with the planners, to look at my weekly planner and to write the things down for the day ahead or for that day. Again, it varies when I plan, either in the morning or in the afternoon. Has a lot of value and makes me feel better set up for the day, and I miss less things that way. And it's also just really enjoyable. It only takes me, when I'm not filming, it only takes me 5 to 10 minutes to set up for the day ahead. A weekly spread takes a little bit longer than that, but it doesn't take a huge amount of time to check in with all of the planners and get organized for the day ahead. And as this is something that I really enjoy, I don't mind spending more time doing it to set up the weekly planner. So that is that. Again, I don't really have any to-dos on Wednesday. I guess I'll pack Wednesday night. So let's take a look at my weekly list, which is all the way in the back here. And then we'll take a look at Friday and the weekend, which I am also going to set some stuff up for, but I don't know where that, oh, okay, here we go. So let's check in with this. Okay, so the scripts, my notes are fixed, but I still have to print them because I wanted to run through things one last time. This is done. This I'm just waiting on edits for. That's a whole nother ball game. And then that I'll check in one more time with a colleague for that. I did my weekly actions. The shorts are mostly done, but I'll probably take one last look at that. The content plan is mostly done as well. Laundry still ongoing. Packing and plan stuff will get done this afternoon. So that's kind of where things are at. What I'm gonna do right now, as I said, is I'm gonna spend some time planning, filming. I'll finish up all of that content stuff. I will get my office all cleaned up. Then I'm gonna have lunch. We'll go back to work. I'll finish out the rest of this stuff, and then I will pack and do all of my house stuff. So basically this list is now, anything left on this list is for today. But what I do wanna do is, not for today, because I don't need it for today. I have a lot of other planners in my life, and one of them is the Laurel Denise planner, which I use for content planning. And I'm gonna transfer over some of my content plans. I'm gonna do that down in the bottom square section, because I'm not gonna bring my Laurel Denise planner with me. Again, I'm only taking this planner with me. So what we're gonna do here, I think I might just grab the same dot marker throughout the week, is just transfer over the content plans that I had already made here, and I'll leave some blank spaces for things that I haven't planned yet, and I may plan out more. So I'm gonna just kind of do that every day. I'm not sliding my planner right now, so I'm gonna leave that. Okay, so I'll do Wednesday after. I'm just gonna do Thursday first. And these, I may not do all of them, but this is the plan. I'm gonna have some stuff is pre-scheduled, but so I just want to have that in for these days, and then I don't think I'll need it for Friday or the weekend, because at that point I will be back and I will have my planners back. So that is that. So we can also check in with my monthly planner here, my family organizer, and just take a look. Here we have a couple of things to add. Somehow some of my markers got a little bit confused here. I already wrote it down on the right. Okay, so my son has his first tennis lesson on Sunday. Got the dentist appointment. I'm gonna put in the Moxie Life. My markers got all mixed up, and I accidentally put away some of my monthly colors, which I don't usually do until the end of the month. So that's that, and then we can kind of check in here. I'm not gonna add in tennis to the weekly schedule. That'll go in for October if my son is able to stick with it. He has to do a trial because he's on the age border, but I don't think it's gonna be a problem. Done the PTA stuff, I will have to, the budget is, well, I'll revisit that later. We've got our morning routine stuff, and then I think I am all set here. This was like the least planned party I've ever had. Was this past Saturday. I like did not do any pre-planning for it. It's nice to know that it still mostly works even when things are very chaotic. I love hosting, so we do that a lot. Okay, so I think that's kind of everything. So let's just jump in, because this is the day that I'm worried about. I'm not gonna worry about the weekend right now, but when we get back, if I can't get my nails done on Thursday, I'd like to get them done on Friday. But I'm hoping on Thursday. And then 11:45, and I don't know how long this is gonna take. I have my like big dentist appointment, and this is not a cleaning I'm having. This is like part one. I have a lot of dental work done that was done when I was like late teen years, and it basically all needs to be redone. And so I've been wetting my teeth, and then I'm getting all of this stuff replaced, but I have some damage to my gums that they think is from this. So there may be like a couple of weeks to a month where I have to, before they can like take the molds for my new work to go in. So, I mean, they're gonna put like temporary stuff in. Obviously, they're not gonna leave me with no teeth, but this is gonna be like, this project is gonna probably take about a month or so. So this is my first appointment to put it here. Again, I don't really know. So my goal is to do, well, we'll still have carpool and bus and all of that, but my goal is for this to be filming time and for this to be relaxing time. I am about out of juice on that pen. Don't worry, I have about 100 more because, as you know, the Zebra Sarasa Clip in 0.5 is absolutely my favorite pen, but I'll just go get a new one, but right now I'm just gonna grab this, which is on my desk, and this is actually also a Zebra pen. This one is the Sarasa Dry. This one has a much bolder look, but it does write really smooth. Okay, so that is kind of the basic structure of my Friday, and I'm gonna leave that like this, similar to how I did Monday, but I don't know what's gonna be going on. I need to wait and see what's coming back from the trip, what things look like on Thursday. So I will check in with this again on Thursday and just have that little bit set up there. All right, so let's take a last flip back through. So we've got Monday, lots to get done before I leave, and then getting out and out of here. Tuesday and Wednesday are conference days. Thursdays, flying home and getting everything set up so that I can have a very productive Friday and then collapse into an absolute pile and just go to sleep. And then it will be the weekend and I will worry about that on Friday. So thank you so much for planning with me today. I hope you got a few ideas about how to customize your own planner system or to work within your planners to plan for a week that's a little bit different than typical. I'm super excited for my conference and I can't wait to get going on that, but let's make it through the rest of the list before then. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and also check me out on Instagram and TikTok at MyCraftyPlans for even more planner fun. I will talk to you all soon. Bye.